What's going on, my fellow gamers? It's Guns for Hire, and I got a couple of topics I'd like to talk to you about and see if we can get some dialogue going on here. The first thing, obviously, I want to talk about is Rust. And I say obviously because we're playing Rust a lot on our channel here. Loving it, by the way. And we do have our own server, so if you've missed that, you can see our factions, which is the newest series that we're doing, and we're inviting you, the viewers, to actually play with us. So if you see on the main channel, if you see Rust factions, if you look in the description, you'll see the IP address and the name of the server as well. I think we're going to be playing it this Friday at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard or 5 p.m. Pacific time. Again, we want to make it sometime on the weekend, you know, so we can get people from, you know, Europe and everything like that to join us as well. But unfortunately, I'm away this weekend, so we have to get some recorded. That's why it's going to be on Friday. But in the future, we're going to make sure that it's available for everyone. Stay tuned. We will make an announcement, probably an official Rust announcement anyway, tomorrow, just to make sure that you're aware that you can join our server. Tons of fun, by the way. Love it. And it's just in alpha, so there's so much more that's going to happen. But what I like about it, and even though we're just in alpha, and I think it's about $20 on Steam right now, if you cheat on there, you will be banned. Now, they've already admitted that their, you know, anti-cheating software is not perfect, but it works. And obviously, you know, the really smart, you know, really good douchebags out there that know how to get those amazing cheats and go around, you know, and ruin everyone's fun, they're going to be able to get around it. And you know, obviously Rust, the developers, they're going to want to try and stay up with it. I mean, they've already said that. They're going to try and keep on improving it. They're not going to be like, oh, well, they beat us, we'll just let them have at it. They're going to constantly try and, you know, tweak it so that they can ban these people. Over the weekend, and this is what the article is that they banned nearly, they say nearly 5,000, but it was like 4,622 or just over 4,600 people were banned. Now, keep in mind, I'm assuming that most of these individuals, I could be absolutely wrong, and if I am, then whatever, it doesn't really matter, but a lot of these people that have been banned purchased a game. They shelled out $20, and they've already said, if you've been banned, you know why you've been banned, and we will not unban you. That means you just pissed away $20. Oh, I'll just buy another one and come in again. Great! Thanks for handing over your money. And, you know, obviously there's going to be people with illegitimate copies. I think some people too, and let's just squash this right now. If you're looking, just like anything we've done with Minecraft, if you have an illegitimate copy of any of the games that we play and we're, you know, opening it up to you guys, you will not be invited. We're not opening it to people that essentially have stolen software. Not gonna happen. You either pay for the game or you don't play with us. That's it. Because I did see someone on Twitter saying, oh, well, I don't have the one from Steam. I'm like, that's, as far as I know, that's the only place you can buy it, unless I'm wrong. But he didn't answer me, so I'm assuming he has like a stolen copy or whatever, or, you know, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Bottom line is, I don't care. You don't have a legitimate copy, you don't play. People that actually cheat, and it says when you start up Rust, it says, you know, there's anti-cheat or Steam anti-cheat or Valve or whatever it is. I can't remember exactly what it is, but is in effect. If you're caught, you're banned. So don't complain. You're like, well, I didn't know. And they said that they're going to be posting proof. They're like, for every single person, they're going to have a website saying, if you want to check why you got banned, which you really shouldn't have to check because you know damn well that it was one of you. And whatever you're doing, if it's giving you an advantage and it's not part of it and you had to do something to install it or to sort of go around something, you're cheating. And you deserve to be banned because you're going to ruin everyone else's fun at your expense to amuse you. So I don't feel sorry for any of those people. I'm hoping we'll see more and more. I do like it. It's like justice. You know, we play by the rules, the rest of us trying to have fun and trying to learn and trying to get better. Instead of those people like, let's just ruin everyone's fun and cheat. So I love stories where they actually ban people. And the thousands of them, oh, delicious. The more the merrier. Now, I want to get on to our last subject here. And this, you got to be careful with this. This is not meant to be, you know, fanning flame wars. It's known. If you don't know me as well, I think with this channel here too, particularly with YouAlwaysWin, I don't think you really know, not everyone knows my past or what I am, because some people actually, as funny as it is, have accused me at times of being an Xbox fanboy, which is the farthest from the truth. It's actually on the other end of the spectrum. If anything you're going to accuse me of, it's going to be a PlayStation fanboy. However, with the current gen systems, I say current, but the next gen, PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, I'm really not overly impressed with either one of them. you may actually like one, and that's the one you got, and you're having fun. That's great. Don't be a fanboy. Don't start running your mouth looking like an ignit. I was gonna say idiot and ignorant at the same. It's an ignit. Don't be an ignit. You know, don't be ignorant when you're out there. Don't say, oh, it's best in this and that one then, and this one sucks. It's like, you know what? The only thing that sucks is your attitude. That's it. I mean, these systems are far from perfect. The PlayStation 4, I've got one right now. I got that one first because, like I said, I'm a PlayStation kind of quasi. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get one. I can't wait. And then I got it, and I'm like, I really don't want to play any of the games that are out right now. I'm not really excited about any of the games that are out for it right now. And I'm playing Call of Duty Ghosts on there, which, by the way, although it looks way better than on the PlayStation 3, has its issues. Obviously, we're talking about a game that's made for Xbox 360, ported to PS3, and then ported and upscaled or whatever the case may be. I don't care. They're like, no, we made it for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Really? Is that why there's frame rate issues like crazy? Like, sure, you could amp up the graphics and the details and everything like that, but, you know, the frame rate stutter on the PlayStation 4, which isn't a game breaker. It just comes out the odd time, but you can see that it's clearly they're still struggling. And granted, the systems are just coming out. It's taken a long time for developers to get fully acclimatized to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And once they did, we've seen amazing games. The libraries are great. We have to be patient with both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. But as it stands right now, neither of them are really impressing me. The one that I'm actually looking forward to, and unfortunately I went with the PlayStation 4 first, which, you know, in hindsight was a mistake. Two games that I'll be playing on the actual Xbox One, not on the PlayStation 4, is Titanfall. Yes, I have a PC, and primarily we play PC games on YouAlwaysWin, but for me, first-person shooters, and that, you know, obviously Titanfall falls in there like Call of Duty, I prefer them on the console. I don't know what it is, I prefer the controller versus, you know, keyboard and mouse. Even though we play like zombies, Call of Duty World at War Zombies on the PC, we play Borderlands on the PC, we play like 95% of the games here on the PC. I just prefer my first-person shooters. Maybe it's the aim assist, I don't know, because I have horrible accuracy. But the article that I want to get into is talking about the Xbox One ESRAM. So it's like the enhanced SRAM or whatever. I don't even know what it is. I'm not going to go into explain it because quite frankly I don't know really how it works. Nor do I need to know how it works, nor do you need to know how it works. And if for some of you like, you don't even understand it, and you actually do know how it works, congratulations, I don't care. Not the point of this. I'm just saying, just in case someone's like, I know everything, I'm super smarty pants. Yay, go away. So with the ESRAM, it was an article that I actually found today, and of course all of these links to the articles will be in the description below. I'm trying to, when I said that I was like, does that even make sense? Am I speaking English? They will be in the description below so you can check them out yourself. But it was the developer, and the developer was not saying that the Xbox One is incapable of producing 1080p. It's just saying that with the E, and we've known this for months. These articles have come out forever, like since, I think, June or even November. They were talking about it. They were coming out and saying, you know what, we're having problems with this. We're having problems because it's limited. It's too small. It's capable of doing the 1080p and 60 frames per second, but there's so much manipulation and changing. It's like, they're saying it's difficult to program for. Where have we heard that? Well, we heard that in the beginning of the PlayStation 3 because of the cell processor. Developers hated it. They still don't like it. The ones that sort of fully embrace it, like Naughty Dog for Uncharted and The Last of Us, they were able to produce some amazing games, you know, Game of the Year. They fully utilized it, and it was beautiful. But for the most part, for general developers, it's a pain in the butt. I don't know why they would do that. It's just for bragging rights. At the end of the day, was it that, you know, was the PlayStation 3, it was like, it was a superior hardware, but the games really weren't that superior. I mean, I know they won Game of the Year, but it wasn't because it was like the most visually stunning thing on the entire planet. You want visuals, you go to PC. You know what I mean? That's the honest truth. That's the way it is. But now all of a sudden, Microsoft, I don't know what they're doing, they're like, let's revolutionize with the SRAM or whatever. We'll put it in there. It's super complicated. It'll piss the developers off. Great. You just pulled a Sony. Why would you do that? I don't understand. But they're having problems. The developer in the article said, We can't do it. Right now we can't. We're trying to do the 1080, but something's got to give. They're saying there's a compromise. They're like, sure, we can push 1080 and 60 frames per second through that tiny little box that you gave us, but something's going to be compromised. It's not going to be full, like, beauty. And here's another thing, too, because I read this all the time in the comments. It doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, again, just because it's more powerful, and I'm talking about the PlayStation 4, the hardware is superior, again, in the PlayStation 4, but when you're talking about games from developers that are doing multi-platform, especially when it's going to go 360, PS3, like right now, PC, and then the next-gen systems, it's going to be negligible. It's not even going to, you're not going to notice it. And really, if you only own one, who really cares if Johnny Pee-Pee Pants next door has an amazing system and they're like, his looks marginally better. Damn it, I wasted my money. It doesn't really matter. Sure, but I mean, I've read people like, no, it's not. This is more powerful. Just kill it. The bottom line is the hardware superior. Does that make it a better video game system? No. I mean, heck, in about a month or under a month, all I'm going to be probably playing is the Xbox One. Well, other than the PC games. But Titanfall, Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare, Xbox One. Not playing it on the PlayStation 4. I don't even know when I'm going to be playing on the PlayStation 4, other than Call of Duty Ghosts, which I play for break. I don't post it. I just, get on there so I can have some fun. Fun / I want to smash my fist through the wall type of fun. Frustration. It's fun. Yay! Blood pressure. So that's it. But here's the other thing too. I wanted to bring it up. So they're struggling. Developers are struggling. Will they learn to overcome it? Probably. We're so early in the cycle for development of the consoles that even though the developers are like, God, why did you make this? Like, why did you make it so small? It's a pain in the butt. Even in that article we were saying I can't get the 1080 out, blah, 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 which is the cause of the whole issue here. They were saying, yeah, we'll probably be able to figure out soon, but why Microsoft, and the same thing with Sony, like with your PlayStation 3, why? Why make it so difficult for the developers? Like, I know you want bragging rights, but you want people to be able to create products for your system. And if you're making it just to impress the people and say, look at this revolutionary, cell processor, the ESRAM or whatever that we're using, look at what we've done. Nobody cares as long as the games play properly. And if you're going to hinder the developers, it's a pain in the butt. It's gonna come. The 1080 is gonna come out, and then I think it was Phil Harrison. This cracks me up. People are like, oh no, look, Phil Harrison from Microsoft. He's like, that's article's rubbish. Of course it does 1080p. We've got Forza and Kinect Sports. Kinect Sports. Use that as an example. Hilarious. That's not a real game. It was like, it's running a 1080. Wow. A crappy sports game on Kinect? That's incredible. So visually spectacular. Anyway, the bottom line is, like I said before, he's not saying it's not possible. It's just a pain in the butt to get it. So he's like, oh no, that article's wrong. Look at this. These run on 1080. I'm like, good. 2 games out of 100 that run on 1080. Not a good example, man. And of course Microsoft's going to defend it. Of course Phil Harrison's going to be like, no, it does do this. He works for Microsoft, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to defend that stuff. The bottom line is just hard. It's a stupid move when they do stuff like that, just for the sake of saying, look how powerful it is. No one cares. Don't revolutionize it. It's the same thing like PlayStation and Sony wasted so much time, research and development, and the cost for the cell processor was ridiculous. You know what I mean? They wasted it. They didn't need to do that. Put in a simple or a decent end CPU in there. It would have been just as good. You know what I mean? It would have been, the end result probably would have been the same, I would imagine. So anyway, lots of fan wars, fanboy wars going all over here. I'm not here to stir it. I don't really care. I'm going to own both. I'm going to play both. I actually prefer generally the PlayStation because I've owned and I played it since the original PlayStation. PlayStation 2. I've had many hours. So I'm like, oh, I kind of like them. I kind of want to keep supporting them. But if they don't put out good games, I don't really care how good the company is or how many hours they provided me in the past with good times. This isn't, the Red Cross. And people act like their consoles are like their grandfather who made it through World War II. He survived. My Xbox took 2 bullets in the shoulder. I love him. I love my Xbox. Stupid Sony. Relax, people. Get a grip on reality. It's a video game system. It's a corporation. Don't put your allegiance in someone who just wants your money. That's it. If you enjoy the games, cool. don't badmouth people because you just look like an idiot. Seriously, fanboys, dumbest gamers on the planet. You just don't look very smart. Don't do it. They both have their pluses and minuses. At the end of the day, as long as you're playing the game that you want on them, cool, no problem. But Microsoft, stop trying to sugarcoat things. I know it's like damage control. Just say, hey, you know what, we're working with them. Why not just be honest and say, hey, you know what, there's going to be a learning curve just like this. Instead of Phil Harrison coming out going, rubbish. Of course it does 1080. It's an amazing system. Dude, there's an issue with it. Why don't you just fess up? I know it's not like everyone's a secret. Everyone's saying it. You look like a doorknob. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for joining me again. I love talking about video game news, I really do, and if there's something that catches my eye, I'm not necessarily going to be putting these out every single day, but if there's something I'm like, I want to talk about that, I want to share it with you, then I will. Right here on YouAlwaysWin. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. We're playing Rust right now. We play zombies, whether it's Left 4 Dead 2 or Call of Duty Custom Zombies. We play Minecraft, and coming soon, like I mentioned, Titanfall and Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare. Hopefully, one of those games you guys will like watching, because we kind of... We put new games out there, and it depends on the most active. If you guys are watching it like you watch the other ones, we keep it. If it's getting horrible views, we only have so much time in the day to record things, and during the week. We put out 3 videos every single day, well 4 when I put one of these out. So we work very hard, and we don't have time to put out something that only serves a tiny portion of the viewers. You know what I mean? It's like spam to the rest of them. So if majority of the active viewers don't like something, we axe it. It's not that we're getting rid of it. We're like, oh, you're just after views. Of course we are. We're on YouTube. That's what we're doing. We're like, put something out. We're like, I hope it only gets 2 views. That would be awesome.